Elon Musk is an unelected man-child.
The Doge guys tried to muscle their way in.
Now, when I look at the energy all these radical Democrats are putting, trying to stop Doge, trying to stop President Trump, it makes me wonder, wait a minute, now what are you hiding? What are you hiding? What are you afraid of? If you take that same energy, if you take those same resources and work with President Trump, I guarantee you the American people would be in a better place. What are you hiding? The truth shall set you free.
All right, let's start with the photo. This appears in the New York Times. It looks like it might be from a freight elevator, maybe from the sort of atmospherics here, but you can see the caption there. Workers from the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, preparing to enter the offices of the U.S. African Development Foundation after U.S. Marshals opened the doors on Thursday afternoon. The New York Times and other places reporting on the kids from DOGE being let into this tiny federal agency that they...
The kids from DOGE? The kids from Doge. So do you really think Elon Musk, one of the brightest minds that has ever lived on the planet, do you really think Elon Musk would just handpick anyone to hand such responsibility? Are you that dumb, or you like kids? Do you really, the man that built PayPal, the man that built Tesla, the man that built SpaceX, do you really think that man would just take a bunch of unknowledgeable kids to hand that responsibility? Again, are you that stupid?
You know, while DOGE touts its cuts to the federal government, the people being cut are speaking out.
On the 20th of February, I received a phone call from my supervisor and then a email shortly thereafter about how I was going to be terminated.
I've been working in corporate America for over 10 years now. People get fired every day. They don't need a reason to fire you. Your job is not a right, it is a privilege. The same way you can quit at any time with no rationale, with no explanation, that's the same way they can fire you. I've been fired before, damn it, on a Friday afternoon. On a Friday afternoon, I was getting ready to start my weekend. Get money. And I got a phone call. That's the first thing I've learned. If you see your job calling on a Friday or Saturday, don't pick up. I made that rookie mistake. Good afternoon. Talk to you speaking. Yeah, listen, don't come on Monday. First of all, for the people that don't know, one of the reasons that President Trump is calling all these federal employment is because President Biden hired tens of thousands of people that had there was no work for them. But President Biden wanted to lower unemployment rate so he could go and tell the American people how wonderful he was. There was no need to hire all these people. So now President Trump comes in and say, listen, we don't need all these people.
I'm just looking to see what his plan is going forward, how we can all make this a better country for everybody who's living in it.
I feel as if I was not human. I feel like I was just a number that 1 minute I'm here, the next minute I'm gone.
Welcome to adult life. Yeah, we all a number, whatever job you're doing right now. If it's not at your, and that's why I tell people the best job you can have is to be a parent. Be a father, be a husband, be a wife, be a mother. That's the best job you can have. After that, once you leave your house, you go work for whatever job, however much you love your job. You are just a number. Get over it.
And to say that it was the way that they went about terminating us. They locked our accounts. You didn't tell our supervisor. You know, my supervisor boss had no idea. You send an email out, but I didn't receive a tangible copy of that email
and they said that you...
That's how people get fired, right? Especially if you have access to sensitive information. That's how you get fired. Hey, that's how you get fired. You log out of your account. You cannot access anything. And if you're at the office, the day you get fired, they get a security guard to walk you out like a felon. That's how it works. Go up. That's how it works. So this is not about President Trump. This is how it works.
It's felt like a letdown for me. And then most importantly, I really hate looking at the communities that I served as the deputy director and knowing that they're the ones who are going to pay the ultimate price.
I want to play a little bit about
And I am the community that's gonna pay the ultimate price. So you are getting a paycheck, goddamn it. Come on, can we be real for a second now? Can we be real for a second, the community that you serve? So you are getting a paycheck. If you worry about the community, you can still go volunteer in the community and stop worrying about the paycheck. Come on now.
So my supervisor didn't know that I had been terminated. I told him before he knew. His supervisor didn't know. My
Because your supervisor is probably getting fired too.
hospital director didn't know. I understand there are cuts that need to be made and that there's areas in the budget that can be trimmed, but you don't go about it by just getting rid of every new employee, regardless of what their skill set is or what their tasks are. You make a plan and you adjust the system based on it.
So everybody's been hearing a lot about probationary employees. Who among you were in that category?
And I think we probably all were.
All three of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
those who aren't in the government service probably don't understand probationary. It's not academic probation. It's not a legal probation. It's just the status of being a new employee into the organization.
These people just started working in the federal government and they making a scandal because they got fired. Of course, the new people, those are the ones they're gonna start first when it comes to cutting cut. That's like common sense. That's an unspoken rule.
Difficult time.
it is a difficult time.
Ay, Dios mío. This is people that they just got fired. They are making a big deal. CNN, all these left-wing media, they are trying to hunt every government employee that has been fired. They are hunting them to bring them on and try to bring emotion. Oh, wow. It is a difficult time. Yes, indeed, it is a difficult time. Keep it moving. Get another job. But you know what? One part of the problem is a lot of these people, like the president said, they were not doing nothing. They were not doing nothing. There was no work to do. So now they don't want to go get another job because first of all, do they have the skills it requires to get another job? Number two, if they get another job, they're going to have to perform to not only to get that job, and they're going to have to also perform to keep that job.
There's a lot of roadblocks, as Chris said. No one knows what's going to happen next. I've talked to the employees that still work at my facility, and everyone's scared. They don't know if they're going to be working the next day or the next week. They can't make plans, but they're all veterans. They all work with veterans. They have to take care of each other.
And think about it, guys. Let's say if you are providing some type of services to veterans, right? Imagine if 20 people are providing services to 100 veterans, and that work could actually be done by 10 people. So now if you fire 10 out of the 20, stay with me now. I know some of you guys are slow with math. I'm slow too, but just stay with me now. Imagine you have 20 people doing a job to serve 100 veterans. Out of the 20 people, 10 of them, they are not really needed. 10 people could actually do that job. So now you cut 10 people. So now you have some additional resources you can actually give to those veterans. You get my point? You can actually increase the service and the resources you are providing to the veterans by cutting cost. But the left-wing media, they're not going to talk about that. No. Because the only thing they care about is anything that's going to make President Trump look bad. That's what they are focusing on.
And these stories are getting out.
Yeah, if you start seeing veterans protesting in Washington because they've been personally affected, that's going to have a lot more resonance than a typical kind of partisan march. Look, there is a way to do this. If you
see, he's calling for protest. He's calling for boycott. Next thing we know, the city is burning. Next thing we know, they are hurting cops. Next thing we know, they are looting those places. That's all they do, calling for boycott, calling for protest. You are boycotting what? Because you lose the job, a job that was a privilege, not a right? What you are boycotting what? The president that got elected to do a job and now he is doing the job. What are you boycotting?
You do it in a bipartisan way. If you're doing it this way, which is totally ad hoc, it's sort of meme-driven, It's a lot of people are getting caught in the crossfire, and cabinet officials are getting pissed. But more importantly, it's hurting people and cutting across the promise to address affordability crisis, which is what we all thought the election was about. This is an ideological power grab, and it's going to piss off a lot of people who are going to get hurt, many of whom have voted for Donald Trump.
How you can work in a bipartisan way when the issue was intentionally created by the Democrats? How do you want me to work with someone that created a problem and they knew it was going to be a problem? How do you want me to work with a party that is doing everything they can trying to slow me with my agenda, trying to block me with my plan for the American people? How do you want me in good conscience to really sit down with that party and work with you?
Critics are going to critique, right? But the voters didn't actually vote for this.
No, stop. No, don't lie now. The voters knew exactly what President Trump's plan was, and they voted for it. So no, lady.
And when you look at some of the other consequences of DOGE and the cuts and the layoffs, this is delaying deportations, right? Which is something that a lot of MAGA voters really want.
It's kind of funny how that's like receded into the background in the midst of all of this. I mean,
sure, there's.
So now you care about deportation. After President Biden opened the border, left it open for 4 years, let 50 million people came in here illegally. Many of them are criminals. Oh, now you care about deportation.
Of course, people are going to get sick of this when it isn't working. None of this.
How you say it isn't working? It has not been even 6 weeks. How you say it's even working?
America First is letting countries mind their own business.
This is not what America First is. America First is, wait a minute now, we have to take care of Americans first. Yes, we want to support other countries, but Americans, we cannot take their money to go take care of other people before we take care of Americans. Americans first. That's all America First is about.
Other countries and mucking about in their economies. It might not be boots on the ground, but it is economic warfare.
Now, let's be honest, guys. I don't think most people, well, first of all, I'm going to speak for myself. I believe the veterans in America should be the primary focus when it comes to people being taken care of by the government because they earn it. They fought for this country, allowed us to live freely. Therefore, they should be taken care of tranquilo with no problem. Right? So that's what I believe. When you're making major changes in a system, at the beginning, some people will get hurt, but you have to look at the end goal. You have to see the vision to see, okay, why is this happening? What is the purpose of that suffering right now that will eventually lead to greater results? Yes, you may find a couple of veterans right now that got fired or that are not receiving help for a few weeks, but at the end of the day, if you look at the vision, later on they will be better off because President Trump is making all these cuts. Now there's gonna be more money available to support the veterans. But if you have a bunch of employed people that are not needed, that money is basically a waste that could be used for more veterans to receive help, for more veterans to live a better life. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to have you here. If you have not done that by now, go ahead and hit the like button. It's going to help me a lot with the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. Let me know what you think as I continue to call out all these nonsense from the left-wing propaganda. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Stay safe.